So every year we have our annual meeting. This is our annual meeting, and during this annual meeting, we try to introduce our board, and we kind of look at what are we going to try to do in the coming year. And so I'm going to kind of go around the room and talk about who's on our board and if they're coming on. So on East Hawaii, we don't have anyone at the moment, but we do have some candidates to come on our board. So Tom and Alex, where are you? Can you stand? So Tom's a new farmer, he's clearing land, and Alex is over there working the crowd. He grows durian. So in these chapters, thank you, Tom. So in these chapters, what we try to do is in each region, we try to get growers to kind of communicate with each other because they know the neighborhood a little better. And so there's all this chatter in the virtual world, but it doesn't work until we ground it in reality in our neighborhoods, and that's what we try to do. So, they are the ones that try to get some connection to the farmers and people get to know each other so we can do these reality checks that we all need to do. So that's East Hawaii. On West Hawaii, we have Ken. Ken, everybody knows Ken. Brian's here in West Hawaii. And we also have Barbara. So, thank you. So, if you haven't talked to Brian, Brian does a lot of stuff with high-end clients. He does a lot of Eat Your Landscape, virtual types of stuff where your people are having really high-end landscapes that have food in it. So that's kind of a thing that we've been doing for quite a while. And so that's and West Hawaii is probably our biggest chapter. They have meetings and people get together and that's where that's our biggest repository, and that's where the greenhouse is that you can, and they meet over in Captain Cook quite often. On Maui, so every Saturday they have something. So people just drift in there, and that's how they kind of build the group. On Maui, we have Jordan Longman. Wasn't able to attend. He's there by himself. So we keep looking for people to help us out on Maui. But that's our person there, and his name is Jordan. He's over on the south side. He grows mangoes and a bunch of other types of stuff, and he builds a network there. He builds trellises too, and so that's the Maui guy. On Molokai, we have the team of Viola and Weldon right there. So they're also master food preservers. So they help everybody with everything there on Molokai with doing something with their fruit once they get it and making sure it keeps. And then they keep the network and keep everybody active and going. On Oahu, there's a bunch of us. I'm on Oahu. I'm Mark. I grow mangoes. I'm in Makaha. And then we have Dan, who's with Koloa Ranch. We have Noi, who's over above Haleiwa, and she grows organic citrus, and she also is the site of our repository. So there's a bunch of us that go over there and get, germplasm, and we're grafting all the time. And then Vanessa, where's Vanessa? Vanessa's here. So Vanessa lives in a kind of urban environment, so she's trying to get plants growing in an urban environment. She deals with associations, which is something that you don't want to do, but she's pretty good at that. And then Eric Horn is here with us, and Eric has got a place over in Waimanalo, and they're trying to build out a place that's been abandoned forever, and it's a big challenge for them to make that place productive again. And Nat Blader, where's Nat Blader? And Nat's over, yeah. So Nat used to be with Chocolate. He's connected with the cacao guys. He does a lot of stuff where he's landscaping urban gardens and working in the schools. And like Eric and I, we do a lot of stuff with grafting huis, and so we're grafting and top working big trees and bringing them back to life. And then we have small trees at the Urban Garden Center at the University of Hawaii. So we have a group that does grafting every week or every month there at the Urban Garden Center. And Eric and his dad Matt are part of that group as well. So that's on Oahu. And then on Kauai, we have the Umi and Kailani. So and Dave, but Umi and Kailani are over on the west side, and I always say there's a dry side and there's a wet side. So on the dry side, we have Umi and Kailani, and they grow a lot of mangoes. And then on the wet side, we got Dave, and he tries to grow mangoes, but he's learning that you want to grow mangoes, you go to the dry side. But he grows a whole bunch of stuff, and he's been at it for a long time. So he's known also as Farmer Dave. And he's out there at the, in that side, and he's doing a lot of things with the farm. You're at farmers markets a lot too, right? Yeah, and so he's working in the neighborhood. So the whole thing is, we're all growers in the different areas, and we just try to get real on stuff in our location. So that's a big challenge for us going forward to maintain that, get our websites working so we can communicate with everyone. We do our annual conference. Next year the conference is going to be over in Kauai. And then we're looking at doing a tropical fruit festival, and I used to do a big mango festival. We're looking at kicking it up and doing something pretty big, and that's going to be a big event. So a couple other things. With this meeting, that's what we're doing. We have our annual strategic plan that we're going to be putting out to everyone. It's going to be on our website. Our website is a big challenge for us that we're going to try to fix up so you can get some little bit better interaction. One of the things that's most active is our Facebook site, and that's where there's a lot of chatter. And these are not all members, and not necessarily, we call them contacts, they're not members. A lot of chatter in that area. I don't do social media, I call it mindless chatter, but there's a lot of chatter in that area, and that's, I don't know how you can get, if you want to know how to get in touch with, I had a few people ask me that question. Check with Ken, because he monitors, he's the traffic cop in the Facebook site. Right there.
So, yeah, first time we've met, you're been talking for years on that. We've been talking for years on the Facebook Hawaii Tropical Fruit Growers page, and we finally met face to face. So we do get a fair number of members who migrate to the real organization from the virtual organization, I guess.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian is both virtual and, if you ever learn how to switch to turn the computer on.
I made the mistake of going to in your Facebook.
Oh, I see. I love feeding them straight lines because he always comes up with something good.
So, I mean, what a big part of it are these conferences, and it gets us all energized. We learn how to do different things. We get some ideas, but we got to make it happen. And the only way we make it happen is when we get back down to our farms and talk to the neighbors that we have. And that's why we have this organization and why we have the chapters. So our slate going forward is just, I've kind of introduced everybody. And is anybody else interested? We're still looking for somebody from Maui. We need to build the base. It's really hard for one person to carry an island. If you got a team of people, it just makes it a lot easier. So think about that. You stepping up, Brooke? Anybody else from Maui here? Yeah. Okay. So we got to work on that. And we had our conference last year at Maui. So we have our contacts virtually. We just need to make them come real, and that's a big challenge. Virtual is easy. The real stuff is harder. Yeah. Okay, so is everybody okay? That's our slate for the coming board. Everybody say yeah? Yeah. Any opposition? Any last minute entries?
Impeach me.
So we, please, as much as possible, keep the chatter going among each other to keep stuff going, and back at your home. The virtual world is crazy. It runs on its own, but we got to make it real, and that's the way we do it. This kind of stuff. A couple of last minute announcements. On the fruit display, please don't take the fruit. Just wait till the end of the the session, and we will have hopefully, we keep trying it, we'll have an orderly way of what is this? Can I grow it in my location? What does it taste like? Can I take some seeds? Yeah, we're going to do all of that, but please follow some kind of an orderly arrangement. I don't know if you noticed that Matt is our videographer, and Matt is working really hard on videotaping all of this. He's got we got it all in little discrete chunks. It's going to be on our website. Once we get that going, we're going to put it on YouTube. So he taught me something. The press, they're lazy. And if you present the story and give it to them, they'll run it. So you own the press. So if you have a story that you want to get out there, make the story, give it to them, and they'll run it. That's great.